The following is a dramatization based on courtroom testimony. Certain details have been edited or interpreted for clarity, pacing, or narrative flow. While inspired by real events, this representation may not reflect the full scope or context of the original proceedings.
U.S. v. Sean Combs, Day 15. Courtroom deputy. Marshals, can you bring the defendant out? Oh, I think Mr. Donaldson is in there, the holding cell with Mr. Combs, and Combs is brought in.
Judge Subramanian, let's start with the compilation video. I got this letter.
Judge Subramanian.
Is Mr. Garcia competent to testify about this video, given his position in the hotel's security?
AUSA Steiner.
I have not really asking him about that aspect.
Judge Subramanian.
We are not using the correct cell phone video, so this could get in under the rules.
Combs Tenny Geragos.
The way the video is cut makes it appear that Mr. Combs came right after Ms. Ventura, and she didn't.
AUSA Steiner.
I'd like to address the timestamps on security videos. They are routinely inaccurate.
Judge Subramanian.
The defense's concern could be allayed by inserting breaks between the clips.
The USA.
Since they will be testifying, it's hard for them to be editing the clips at the same time. We don't think it's misleading.
Judge Subramanian.
The defense can cross-examine on this.
A USA.
Given that the defense played the video of Mia's birthday video for Mr. Combs, we want to introduce recording of his jail calls about organizing social media celebrations of his birthday, which he views as a way to change the narrative.
USA.
There was someone broadcasting Mia's name just outside the courthouse, in Foley Square, yesterday. We'd ask.
From the back of the courtroom.
Diddy, they're coming after you, those motherfuckers.
Judge.
Court security officers escort that person out.
Judge continuing.
The video timestamps. How long is it? If 40 minutes, it would be a good 4:03 argument.
Combs Agnifilo.
This could be an easy fix, but the witness on this will be on the stand in 2 hours.
Judge Subramanian.
Where does he live? New York?
AUSA. Florida. Judge Subramanian.
Bring in the jury. All rise.
Judge Subramanian.
Jurors. There are some scheduling modifications, including that on June 11th, we will not start until 1 p.m. Also, June 5th, from 11 to 4, and June 20th, the day after Juneteenth, we'll stop at 1 p.m. Call your next witness.
The USA.
The government calls Eddie Garcia. Where did you work on the day in question?
Garcia.
The Intercontinental Hotel. I was told there was an incident involving Sean Combs.
The USA.
Do you see him here?
Combs is Steele.
We stipulate. So Steele will be doing cross.
A USA.
Let me show you your sign-in sheet for that day.
Garcia.
Yes, I signed that. Week ending March 10th, 2016.
A USA.
Could you monitor all the cameras?
Garcia.
Not all, but more than one at time.
A USA.
Would you be required to check the monitors?
Garcia. Yes. The USA.
Did you initially recognize the individual involved in this incident?
Garcia.
Not at first, but when I looked closer, yes, it was Mr. Sean Combs.
The USA.
And did you learn who the second individual was?
Garcia.
Yes, Ms. Cassie Ventura.
A USA.
Why was law enforcement not called?
Garcia.
Ms. Ventura did not request it.
A USA.
Did you review the incident report?
Garcia.
Yes, there was an attachment that I didn't open on the computer, a video file.
A USA.
Did you receive a call?
Garcia. Yes. The USA.
From who?
Garcia.
Christina Coram with a New York area code. She asked if I had the video.
A USA.
What did she ask for?
Garcia.
The video. She said Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember exactly.
Combs Steele. Objection. J. Sustained. AUSA. Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Well, they are back. A USA.
What did you tell Ms. Coram?
Garcia.
That she would have to talk to management.
The USA.
Did she reach out again?
Garcia.
Yes, I got a call from the lobby that she was there looking for me.
AUSA. What did she ask for? Garcia.
The video.
A USA.
How did you respond?
Garcia.
That she had to talk to management or file a subpoena.
A USA.
Did you tell her what you saw on the video?
Garcia.
Yes, I told her. Off the record, it's bad.
A USA.
Did you get another call?
Garcia.
Yes. From an NY area code.
Garcia.
It was Ms. Courtroom. She put someone else on the phone.
AUSA. Who? Garcia.
Mr. Combs. He asked, "Do you know who I am?"
A USA.
What did you say?
Garcia.
I said yes. He asked for the video, said he had been intoxicated. I told him I can't give the video.
A USA.
How did he sound?
Garcia.
He was talking fast and stuttering. He sounded nervous.
A USA.
Did you email management?
Garcia. Yes. A USA.
Bring up GX7R149. What is it?
Garcia.
The email I sent.
Combs Steele. Objection. Judge overruled. An email as shown has Courtroom's phone number on it, not redacted. It says Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, says he is a patron and wants to talk to you. A USA.
Did you get more calls from Ms. Courtroom?
Garcia.
Yes, on my personal number.
A USA.
How did you react?
Garcia. Nervous. Garcia.
Ms. Courtroom passed the phone to Mr. Combs again.
A USA.
What did he say?
Garcia.
That I sounded like a good guy, that he could help. That something like this could ruin He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career.
Garcia.
I said I didn't have access to the server. He told me he believed I could make it happen. He would take care of me.
A USA.
What did you think he meant?
Garcia.
Money for the video.
A USA.
What did you do?
Garcia.
Reached out to my supervisor about it.
A USA.
Who was your supervisor?
Garcia.
Bill Medrano. He told me he would do it for 50.
A USA.
What did you think that meant?
Garcia.
He'd give the video for $50,000.
A USA. What did you do? Garcia.
Called Christina, who put Mr. Combs on. He called me Eddie my angel.
Garcia.
Mr. Combs told me I knew you could do it. Let's do it right away, I told Bill Medrano.
A USA.
What did he do?
Garcia.
He went into the server room. Then he handed me a black USB and said, "Done." The video was in the USB.
A USA.
What did you do?
Garcia.
Told Mr. Combs.
A USA.
Where did Mr. Combs want to meet?
Garcia.
West LA. He said, "Let's get it done." He wanted the video as soon as possible. I told Bill Medrano. He told me to tell the others I was on an errand for him.
A USA.
GX8, a 104. What hours did you list?
Garcia. 10,800. A USA.
Where was the meeting point?
Garcia.
A big high-rise building. I called the number and someone came, said he was Mr. Combs' bodyguard.
A USA.
How did he look?
Garcia.
Older African-American, heavyset, 6 feet 3 inches to 6 feet 5 inches.
A USA.
What did he say?
Garcia.
That he kind of came up with Mr. Combs, that he was a good guy and I was doing a good thing.
A USA. Upstairs. Garcia.
Mr. Combs was smiling, called me Eddie my angel. My voice was cracking, so I said I was coming down with something.
Garcia.
Mr. Combs told Christina to go get me some of the tea that he liked. Then he asked, "Do you have it?" I said yes and handed it to him.
A USA.
What did he do?
Garcia.
He left, came back. He asked if it was the only copy.
A USA.
And you said?
Garcia.
I believe so.
Garcia.
Mr. Combs said it had to be the only copy, nothing in the cloud. I called Mr. Medrano and he said it was the only copy. He took it off the server.
A USA.
What else did you say?
Garcia.
That if Cassie filed a complaint, I could get in trouble.
Garcia.
Mr. Combs said, "Don't worry." Cassie wanted it gone too. He called her on FaceTime and showed me. She was in a hoodie, but I recognized her.
A USA.
What did Ms. Ventura say?
Garcia.
That she had a movie coming out and wanted this to not come out.
Garcia.
He wanted my ID and that of Mr. Medrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores, but he is a very straight guy and probably wouldn't do it. I told Bill Medrano.
A USA.
What did Mr. Medrano say?
Garcia.
We'd get Henry Elias, the other responding officer.
Garcia.
When Mr. Combs saw the IDs, he looked at Henry's and said, "Yeah, that's him." Then he brought out the NDAs that I wouldn't speak about it.
A USA.
GXC106. Do you recognize this?
Garcia.
It states I have provided the only copy of the video.
A USA.
Did you read it?
Garcia.
No, I was nervous.
A USA.
Were you given a copy?
Garcia. No. A USA.
And the NDA, what were the liquidated damages?
Garcia.
$1 million.
A USA.
How much were you making?
Garcia.
$10.50 an hour.
A USA.
Then what?
Garcia.
Mr. Combs put cash through the money counter. There were stacks of $10,000 at a time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000.
A USA.
Why the additional $50,000?
Garcia.
For me and what he thought was Israel Flores.
A USA.
How did Mr. Combs give you the $100,000?
Garcia.
In a brown paper bag.
A USA.
Was the bodyguard there?
Garcia. Yes. A USA.
And Miss Coram, was she present?
Garcia.
I would say at some point yet. I stood up.
A USA. Signifying. Garcia.
I'd be leaving.
Garcia.
Mr. Combs escorted me to my car. He asked how I'd be spending it. He said not to make any big purchases.
Judge.
Mr. Steele, if you are objecting, speak into the microphone. That's sustained. Disregard the last part of that.
A USA. What did you do? Garcia.
Called Bill Medrano and gave him $50,000.
A USA.
How much to Mr. Elias?
Garcia. $20,000. A USA.
What did you do with your $30,000?
Garcia.
Bought a used car with cash.
A USA.
Did you hear from Mr. Combs again?
Garcia.
Yes. He called and told me, "Happy Easter if I ever needed anything."
A USA.
And did you reach out to him later?
Garcia.
A few years later, via Instagram, asking if there was work in LA. I never heard back.
A USA. Sidebar.
Sidebar.
They are back. Judge.
Anything further, Ms. Steiner?
A USA. Steiner.
Yes. Mr. Flores, did you see this video again?
Garcia.
Yes, on a news outlet. Also, Mr. Flores messaged me a screenshot.
A USA.
Did you keep these messages?
Garcia.
Number I wanted nothing to do with it.
A USA.
Were you contacted by law enforcement?
Garcia. Yes. A USA.
Did you tell the truth?
Garcia.
Number I wanted nothing to do with it.
A USA.
Did you get your own lawyer and then told the truth?
Garcia. Yes. A USA.
No further questions.
Judge.
Mr. Steele?
Combs Steele.
Sir, you were in the condominium unit with Mr. Combs and others and received double what your boss was requesting, fair?
Garcia. Yes. Steele.
You told your boss because you are honest, right?
Garcia. Yes. Steele.
You asked Mr. Combs for work.
Garcia. Yes. Combs Steele.
Let me show you the NDA. This part says exclusions, right?
Garcia.
Under NDA you can't speak, is my understanding.
Steele.
It says, nothing prohibits truthful statement in a legal proceeding.
Garcia.
I see that.
Steele.
You weren't law enforcement?
Garcia. No. Combs Steele.
I have nothing further.
Judge. Redirect. AUSA. Steiner.
NDA, para cuatro. Can you read it after however?
Garcia.
Notify company to allow company to prevent disclosure.
A USA.
So you'd have to notify them first?
Garcia. Yes. Steele. Objection. Overruled. A USA.
Nothing further.
Judge. Break. Note, we'll try to modify replies to make thread easier to follow. We'll see when restarts. US v. Sean Combs Day 15, Part 2, restarted with limited replies to see if thread works better. Now video fight. Inner City Press is covering the trial. Judge Subramanian.
Let's bring our jury back out.
All rise. The USA.
I am going to enter a stipulation into evidence. During a search at Miami Airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Corum's person.
A USA.
Publish that for the jury. It says 24 contacts, including Eddie My Angel and his phone number, and Eddie My Angel friend Intercontinental. There was also a photo of the IDs on the device.
A USA.
We are also entering into evidence records from Signature Bank.
Judge.
Any objection?
Defense no. A USA.
With that, the government calls Derek Ferguson. How do you know Mr. Combs?
Ferguson.
Worked for him, 1998 to 2017.
A USA.
What was your role?
Ferguson, CFO. A USA.
How were your bonuses determined?
Ferguson.
Company results and my performance.
The USA.
Were you responsible for managing Mr. Combs' personal finances?
Ferguson.
Yes, at times during my tenure.
A USA.
Who was your supervisor?
Ferguson.
Sometimes to Mr. Combs himself.
A USA.
How often did you interact with Mr. Combs?
Ferguson.
A couple of times a week. Later, he became more of a chairman.
A USA.
How did you communicate with him?
Ferguson.
Back then, pagers.
A USA.
Who is this? Uncle Polly photo shown.
Ferguson Paul. A USA.
And these individuals?
Ferguson.
Roger Bonds and D. Rock. They were security.
A USA.
What Mr. Combs the sole owner?
Ferguson.
Yes, 100% of Bad Boy Productions and films.
A USA.
What was his role?
Ferguson.
Creative and marketing.
A USA.
Did some ventures have partners?
Ferguson.
Bad Boy Records with Arista, also with Warner. Sean Jean Clothing had a partner.
A USA.
What were the profits?
Ferguson.
Very profitable.
A USA.
How was Mr. Combs paid?
Ferguson.
Sometimes salary, sometimes distributions from the companies.
A USA.
What is a distribution?
Ferguson.
If solely owned or pass-through like S-Corp, the owner determines to draw down.
A USA.
Did each have a bank account?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
Could you sign on the accounts?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
Which banks did the Combs companies use?
Ferguson.
Citibank, HSBC, and Signature Bank.
A USA.
What is this one?
Ferguson.
Janice Combs Music Incorporated. It furnished his name and likeness.
A USA.
Mr. Ferguson, are these your initials in Section 4?
Ferguson.
Yes. It was September 29th, 2009.
A USA.
Is this also a business checking account?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
And this one?
Ferguson.
With Diageo, about Ciroc.
A USA.
How was this account funded?
Ferguson. Inflows. A USA.
What about credit cards?
Ferguson.
Primarily American Express. Expense reimbursements.
A USA.
Did Mr. Combs have an American Express?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
Did he use it for personal as well as professional?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
And the companies paid?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
How was outgoing cash handled?
Ferguson.
We had a petty cash account and cash advances, for example, for those traveling who didn't have American Express cards.
A USA.
When Mr. Combs was paid in cash, how did it work?
Ferguson.
We'd match it if a contract.
A USA.
Were you aware of Mr. Combs' security staff carrying cash for him?
Ferguson.
I was not aware of that.
A USA.
And when you were responsible for his personal finances, what did you do?
Ferguson.
Budget for the year.
A USA. Properties. Ferguson.
Inflows and outflows.
A USA.
What properties did he own?
Ferguson.
The Hamptons, New York, Miami. They were held in LCCs for anonymity and liability reduction and tax benefits.
The USA.
Did you oversee other personal accounts of Mr. Combs?
Ferguson. Yes. The USA.
Were you aware of him supporting other people?
Ferguson.
Yes. from his personal earnings.
The USA.
Your Honor, this might be a good place for us to take our break.
Judge.
How much more with this witness?
The USA.
20 minutes, we think. And Jane starting late tomorrow. We expect 2 days for her cross-examination.
Judge Subramanian.
Only Mr. Ferguson today?
A USA.
Yes, and if Mr. Agnifilo's cross goes long, may we stay late?
Judge Subramanian. Okay. Judge Subramanian break and they're back before jury in. Combs' least used lawyer Jason Driscoll.
This exhibit is full of hearsay.
Judge.
I have the gist. Ms. Foster, are you saying none of this for the truth of the matter asserted?
AUSA Foster.
Yes. This is not excludable hearsay.
Judge.
The objection is overruled. How are we doing on the compilation video?
Defense.
We still object.
Judge Subramanian.
But the compilation is put together?
Yes. The USA.
We would like some material to be taken down and other relief.
Judge Subramanian.
Bring the witness back.
Witness enters. Jury enters. A USA.
Mr. Ferguson, before the break we were discussing these bank's records. What is 207 Anderson LLC?
Ferguson.
Mr. Combs' property in Alpine, New Jersey.
A USA.
What is the mailing address?
1710 Broadway.
A USA.
What are these internal transfers?
Ferguson.
$190,000 and $575,000 and $100,000. In December 2011.
A USA.
Who decided whether to initiate an internal transfer?
Ferguson.
Usually the comptroller.
A USA.
Do you remember these?
Ferguson. No. A USA.
And this outward transfer, to whom did it go?
Ferguson.
Cassandra Ventura.
A USA.
For how much?
Ferguson. $20,000. A USA.
And this one coming in?
Ferguson.
Roderick Ventura for $20,000.
The USA.
When did you leave the CFO position?
Ferguson.
End of 2012. Then Chief Growth Officer, the Revolt Media and TV.
A USA.
After you left, how often did you communicate with Mr. Combs?
Ferguson.
He texted me in 2024. I don't remember the day.
A USA.
Let me show you.
Ferguson.
I see.
A USA.
Nothing further.
Judge Subramanian.
Mr. Agnifilo?
Combs Agnifilo.
You grew up in the Bronx. Where did you go to high school?
Ferguson. Stuyvesant. Combs Agnifilo.
Where did you go to business school?
Ferguson.
Harvard. MBA. 1,990.
Combs Agnifilo.
Then BMG Music Group?
Ferguson.
Yes. They own over 100 music labels worldwide. They own Arista, 50% of Bad Boy Records at a certain period of time.
Combs Agnifilo.
Could Mr. Combs then do whatever he wanted?
Ferguson.
Number. There were Arista agreements.
Ferguson.
Coming from the Bronx, I thought he needed more companies that would hire people from the community. I saw that in Sean Combs. I thought it was a chance to have an impact.
Combs Agnifilo.
What was the onboarding?
Ferguson.
Interview. Met some at Arista.
Ferguson.
I met Benny Medina, some others.
Combs is Agnifilo.
So you didn't just meet Mr. Combs and get the job.
Ferguson. Number. Combs Agnifilo.
How did Bad Boy change from 1999 to 2012?
Ferguson.
It added other businesses. Records were getting competitive.
Combs Agnifilo.
Do you remember Notorious LLC?
Ferguson.
It was a magazine called Notorious.
Combs Agnifilo.
Bad Boy Records was established in 1993?
Ferguson.
I think it was in 1996.
Combs Agnifilo.
Did Bad Boy have connections to Interscope?
Ferguson.
Yes. And UMG, Rhino.
Combs Agnifilo.
Who is Andre Harrell?
Ferguson.
He founded Uptown Records, went to Motown, then back to Bad Boy.
Agnifilo.
What was the Spirits business called?
Ferguson.
Eventually it was called Combs Wines and Spirits. I was involved in the start with Diageo.
Combs Agnifilo,
What issues arose with Diageo?
AUSA. Objection. Combs Agnifilo,
Were there differences about how to market?
Ferguson.
There are always differences of opinion. We had conversations. How do we drive it more? Was the brand everywhere like competitors?
AUSA. Sidebar. Judge, okay. They've back. Combs Agnifilo,
Were you concerned that Diageo was marketing Ciroc primarily in certain areas to certain people?
Ferguson.
My opinion.
Agnifilo,
On your personal knowledge?
Ferguson.
The distribution was highly concentrated. The question was why.
Ferguson.
Diageo was marketing it more in urban areas than more broadly.
Combs Agnifilo,
Okay, what about Revolt? It was owned by Highbridge Capital Management, which was purchased by J.P. Morgan Chase.
Ferguson.
I think so.
Combs Agnifilo,
Highbridge had 2 seats?
Ferguson.
Yes, 2 of 5 seats on Revolt.
Combs Agnifilo,
What were you at Revolt?
Ferguson.
Chief Operating Officer.
Combs Agnifilo,
What did that entail?
Ferguson.
Finance. Production.
Combs Agnifilo,
And Sean Combs wasn't in the management, right?
Ferguson.
He was not.
Combs Agnifilo,
Let's look at DX1901 about Combs Enterprises. Let's put up the redacted version.
a chart of executive shown. Combs Agnifilo,
Here you have James Cruz and the HR officer after Vashta Wilson, Andre Harrell, and yourself.
Ferguson.
This is the team.
Combs Agnifilo,
What is digital?
Ferguson. Combs Agnifilo,
Your pause says enough. Personal versus business expenses. What's your accounting background?
Ferguson.
I was a CPA for a time.
Combs Agnifilo,
You never saw Mr. Combs sitting reviewing his American Express bill.
Ferguson. No. Combs Agnifilo,
When there was a partnership with another company, they would look at the books as well, right?
Ferguson. Yes. Combs Agnifilo,
Many high-profile people have personal assistants, yes?
Ferguson.
They do.
Combs Agnifilo,
Security was part of the business.
Garcia. Yes. Combs is Agnifilo,
Security's job was to be in close proximity with Mr. Combs so that no one would do something dangerous to him, right?
Ferguson. Right. Combs Agnifilo,
Let's talk about cash. What was the cash receipt form when it is used?
Ferguson.
For example, touring.
Combs Agnifilo, Sidebar. Judge. Yes. They are back. Combs Agnifilo,
Did you see anyone help Sean Combs commit crimes?
Ferguson. No. Combs Agnifilo,
Did you see anyone make the company stronger through coercion?
Ferguson.
Can you explain that one? What did you mean by coercion?
Combs Agnifilo,
Fair enough.
Combs Agnifilo,
Through sexual abuse or trafficking.
Ferguson. No. Combs Agnifilo,
You were there 19 years. How hard was it?
Ferguson.
Building from scratch. Long hours.
Combs Agnifilo,
Did you send Mr. Combs a text in November 2017?
Ferguson.
I don't.
Combs Agnifilo,
I'll show you.
Combs Agnifilo,
Did you tell Mr. Combs you learned so much from him?
Ferguson.
Yes. He pushed the entire team. He had passion.
Combs Agnifilo,
You're a religious man?
AUSA. Objection. Judge. Sustained. A USA.
You're on the board of his charter school?
Ferguson. Yes. Combs Agnifilo,
The school tries to work with at-risk children.
a USA.
Objection. Non utramundre.
Judge.
Sustained. Let's move on.
Agnifilo,
Do you think highly of Mr. Combs?
Ferguson.
I don't know how to respond to that.
AUSA. Sidebar. Combs Agnifilo, and
Nothing further.
Judge. Redirect. A USA.
Was Revolt Films entirely separate from Revolt TV?
Ferguson. Yes. A USA.
Who was the head of Revolt Films?
Ferguson.
I don't know.
A USA.
Did you ever stay in a hotel room with Mr. Combs?
Ferguson. No. A USA.
On this org chart, who is the chairman?
Ferguson.
Sean Combs.
A USA.
And you see Christina Corin here?
Ferguson, yes. It's a USA.
Do you see the name Mia?
Ferguson.
Development and acquisitions.
A USA.
Nothing further.
Judge. Recross. Combs. Agnafilo.
You didn't go to his home or hotel because that's his personal life, right?
A USA. Objection. Judge. Sustained. Agnafilo. Nothing further. Judge.
Jurors, you may go. All rise.
A USA. With Jane tomorrow, we want to avoid the type of accident that happened with Mia, so we want the public screens turned off. We want to avoid a situation where accidentally a non-redacted version goes up. Judge.
Okay for Jane's testimony.
A USA.
The new compilation. I understand there is still a defense objection.
Judge.
I don't need further argument on that.
A USA. I do intend to show Jane some explicit videos. I proposed we turn off the attorney screens so the gallery can't see. Combs Agnafilo. Mr. Combs is prevented from possessing any of the text messages of Jane. Here's the ask. We need to meet with our client in a place with a desk, with no separation, to go through the text messages. Judge.
Could you do it if you leave now?
Combs Agnafilo.
What as we use the courtroom tonight?
Judge.
There would be marshals here.
Combs Agnafilo.
Fine with us. He needs to see the texts. He can only see them with "he is with us." We need more time, without a screen between us. It's a Sixth Amendment issue.
A USA.
These text messages were produced in Rule 16 Discovery. They've had them for months. We expect the direct of Jane to run to Monday, so they'll have the weekend.
Judge.
The texts are sensitive?
A USA.
There's nudity. A paralegal could sit with Mr. Combs.
Combs Agnafilo.
We just need a solution.
Judge.
Why does the screen prevent you? Paint a picture for me?
Combs Agnafilo.
The screen is thick mesh. You want to see with your client and use a highlighter.
Judge.
There's time in the courthouse, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and after.
Judge.
For the SIF, we'd need a special officer, I'm told.
Combs Agnafilo.
The courtroom would be better. We don't mind the marshals.
Judge.
There are marshal service issues? 0.
Defense.
We still oppose the compilation video.
Judge.
It would be better if we had the original. And why don't we?
Defense. And
It would have been deleted after 10 days anyway.
Judge goes to side with U.S. Marshal. Then, Judge.
For today, you can use the courtroom until 6 p.m. I'll try to figure it out for the rest of this week.
Combs Agnafilo.
I would like more time.
Judge.
Everyone else, get out of the courtroom, as will the court.
That's it for this episode of Newsish. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Stay informed, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.